What's happening, everybody? It is a Mardi Gras episode of Selling Past Your Expiration Date, being thrifty over 50. I'm Jay.
I'm Peg, I think.
Are you sure that's my mom? What is going on
I just want to say one thing. You all think Jason's such a partier. Now you know where he got it. Mom is always involved when there's a party time.
Oh, my gosh.
But for the show, I won't be wearing this hot stuff. Start off.
Yeah, that'd be a little freaky for the entire show.
Yeah, a little bit much.
Are we sure that's Peg?
Let's double check. Oh, and I have to say,
what's happening, everybody? I know it's Oscar night tonight, so Mom and I will be watching the Oscars later together. I'm sure we'll be chatting the whole night.
Oh yeah,
and it's Mardi Gras time, and I'll tell before we jump into it, I'll tell you a real quick story about Mardi Gras to start your day off with a laugh. We were down there about a week before Mardi Gras 20 years ago with friends and my wife and I, Stacy. And if you've never been to Mardi Gras, they'll block the streets off for the main parades, and then every so often they'll have an opening, and you can go up into the opening, and there'll be some stands set up so you can sit down and stuff. So Stacy and I were walking. The parade wasn't there yet. Stacy and I were walking down the street looking for the opening. A vendor was pushing a cart of blow-ups, and two cops were walking along beside us. So there was essentially 5 people in this area walking, and there was 2 drunks in the stands, and the one slapped the other one in the arm and went, "This is the worst shitty parade I've ever seen." And he didn't say shitty. He said something even worse, but I figured Sunday morning. But they were dead serious. They thought we were the parade.
Way too much to drink.
Way too much to drink. And that was a morning parade, too, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
For sure. I don't know if anybody else is enjoying the crazy weather like we have, but on Friday it was 78 degrees here. But then last night it dipped down to 24, and this morning we woke up to 3 inches of snow. So from shorts back to my woolies.
Yeah, it's sunny and blue here, but a little chilly.
Yeah.
All right, let's. Why are we here? Why are we here today?
Today we're going to talk about measuring, but first I wanted to recap my sale for everybody. Mom did a second 50% off sale about the second week of February, and I jumped on it. Definitely not as good as my first one. I really think, Jason, the timing right after the holidays is really key, because as you have said so many times, people have money from Christmas, and they're looking to spend and
gift card.
Yeah. But I sold a total of 56 items, and that totaled $600 in profit, not gross, but profit. So still not bad. I mean, I moved a lot of stuff. It wasn't a huge amount of money, but that's okay. You got to clear it out because it does build up, as we all know. So it was nice to move it. So there's the update, and I'm going to do another one in March. I'm going to be doing these, I think, once a month, and just see if they start to really taper off. Then I'll back off and just do certain categories, but I'm going to keep going.
Cool. Good job, Ma. Good job. All right. So
we are here to measure.
Here's why we're here today. We're here today to check out the sun right on the end of my nose.
I see it right down the middle of your face, honey. On your lips.
Look, I am shocked and floored and appalled. That'd be a good word. At the number of people in the thrifting board that all check their listings or post their listing. And especially on clothes, I see no measurements. None. Look, when you buy clothes in a store, what do? You try it on. You can't try it on virtually. So the way to combat that or to help is to have measurements, because I'm a tall, big guy, but most of my height's in my torso. So I'm kind of got short, stubby legs for my height. So I know what my inseam needs to be. I know what my chest measurement needs to be. I know what my length of my shirt needs to be. If I don't see those, I'm just going to keep on moving on. Your shirt better be spectacular if I'm going to take time to pause and write you a message and go, what's your measurements?
Right. And I've had people, talk about that. I've heard it in the chats. I said, oh, they don't measure.
So right now, right behind this wall, right here, right now, right this moment, our friend Marcia from LA is taking a shower. And I mentioned that because Marcia is very much into vintage clothing. She wears a lot of it on a daily basis. And she was telling me last night, she goes, I just hate buying anymore online because no one has measurements.
Wow.
And so there's your customer telling you, if you don't got measurements, I ain't shopping. So,
right.
She was out of the shower because I just heard no measurements, no sale. No dice.
Go, Marcia.
All right. So today we're going to go over some of the basic things that we all sell. Mom's going to narrate and I'm going to measure. And for your viewing pleasure,
Yeah, this is great.
We have a measuring cam. Look at that.
Look at that, guys. Overhead shot. Isn't that cool?
Look at that. We got a measuring cam. So let's get this out of the way. I'll move this right here.
Yeah. We pulled out a bunch of common items that we do. And if there's something we're missing, guys, let us know in the chat, okay?
All right. So what's first, Ma? What are we doing first here?
Wait, is that a Hawaiian shirt?
Yes.
Okay. It's hard for me to see the pattern. Okay. Normally, I usually do the back measurement first, Jason.
Okay.
So I start right underneath the collar, right where the neckline begins, everybody.
So not at the top of the collar, right?
Right,
at the bottom.
right underneath, right. And you take it down to the very edge of your garment. And of course, we put in both kinds of measurements. You've got to put in the inches and the centimeters because we're, like I think Jason has said, we're the only country usually that uses inches. So what do we got, 32?
Yeah, so 32, which is 81 centimeters. And I want to point out that this tape measure is the tape measure Mom gave me in 1990. What year did I start with varsity?
Oh, gosh, well, let's see.
92?
92. When did you get married?
94.
94. So, yeah, probably 92.
Yeah, so Mom and I used to work for the same company selling cheerleading uniforms, and she gave me this tape measure at 92, and I still use it every day.
Well, that's amazing. Okay.
But yeah, so make sure when you're doing the back, it is from the base of the collar, not the top.
That's important, guys. Do not include the collar. Okay, then are we doing chest, Jason? Chest measurement?
Yep.
Okay, on chest measurement, go under the armpits, everyone, and take it from there all the way over to the other end of the armpit. Right,
yep,
right below.
2461.
Correct.
And that's it. I do not do short sleeves. I have never, ever, 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 hang on, Mom, ever, 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 ever had a person ask for the length of a sleeve except once. But one out of about 10 billion short sleeve transactions, I'm not wasting my time measuring short sleeves.
Right. So only the two for shirt. And don't forget, both ways, guys. Jason and I think we put our inches in first, and then in parentheses, we put our centimeters.
Now, you do this for a couple of reasons, and it should be apparent, but just in case it isn't, from company to company, sizing is wholly different. Plus, there's that one girl company that makes up their own size chart. Which company is that?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, there's one. If somebody's in the chat, like, most girls' stuff is like 3, 5, 7.
Yeah.
And then this one is like 1, 2, 3, 4, but it has nothing to do with the normal sizes. So that's why you got to put in your inches. Plus, if you're doing vintage stuff, boy, a vintage extra large is nothing like a modern extra large.
Not at all.
You must have measurements.
Okay, now same thing with the T-shirt. It's pretty much similar to your shirts, guys. So again, chest measurement.
Yep.
Both ways. And the same thing with the T-shirt, everyone. When you do the back length, right below the collar. Right below it and down.
Now, if your item is longer than your workspace, get it set. Let me see if this show. So get it set, and then just kind of roll it, but make sure you're keeping the tape measure solid.
Yep.
And then just keep on pushing. Obviously a shirt's not too tough, but if you're measuring a bed sheet or something longer, you're going to have to do and then you might even have, it's maybe longer than this. So you're going to have to, when you get to the end, hold it, move it, and then flip it over this way and keep on going.
Right. Yep. And sometimes we'll get to that instance again when we get to
do you do anything different on scrubs, Ma?
No, I do not. Actually, scrubs for me are the same. You have to watch if it has a gathered back, because some of them do have that tie back. So what I do with mine is I untie it actually, so it's in its natural, in
its natural state.
Yeah. because if it is gathered, that might make a little bit of a difference. So, and there's usually on scrubs, there's not a collar. So I will start right at the top, Jason, you know,
Yep.
and come down because there's usually no collars usually.
So, Doug says chest always measured on front only.
That's all I do is front only.
Yep. All right, let's switch gears completely.
Oh, yes.
And go to jeans. And I'm going to tell you the most important measurement that y'all skip. All right, so let me tell you. I would say, I don't know about you, Ma, but I would say probably at least half my jeans are not what the measurement is.
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
So in this case, and this is mainly on jeans. Jeans have a little bit of a shrinkage. People will alter them and you'll not even know, especially if they take it to a professional seamstress. You might not even notice they were altered when you bought them. So for instance, if this says 3630, can you all see that? 3630, and we measure it, and it is not 18 across, you do not want to put the size tag in your title.
Right.
So to measure jeans is just straight across and double it. And this one actually comes in bigger. How's that for a nutty?
Wow, now that's crazy.
38. So usually it comes in smaller. So even on this one, since it's coming in bigger, I might even put that in the title. But
yeah, would you use the 38, you think, Jason?
Oh, too funny. You ready for this, everybody? I'm measuring a pair of silver tabs.
Oh.
I just got an offer on silver tabs.
I love it. See the karma.
See you there, but I got an offer on silver tabs. How's that for weird?
I love the karma.
So waist is just straight across, edge to edge, double it, obviously. Now inseam is from where, Ma?
Up, all the way up in the crotch and down at the very starting point of the crotch.
So right there.
Uh-huh.
Right at the taint, if you will.
Yep. All the way down to
all the way down. Now, as I said, Mom and I used to work for a cheerleading company. This was a tricky measurement when I used to have to do warm-up suits on 12-year-old girls.
Oh, yeah.
Because I, of course, wasn't going to touch them there, but I had to tell this big. No, I didn't have. I wasn't bald. I didn't have tattoos, and I didn't have a big bushy beard. So and you'll see that picture in a minute, actually.
Yep.
But I had to tell 12-year-old girls, take this, and hold it as far up your leg as you can.
Yeah, even I as a woman would do the same thing. You know, that's a private area, and you don't want to offend anyone, or, you know, have them say, "Hey, I got touching in a place where they shouldn't be touching me." So I would even have the girls do it myself to get the inseam measurement.
Christine, I think somebody was saying it. Yeah, if the measurement does not add up to the tag, you absolutely still want to write the tag in the description. But do not confuse the buyer. Put the actual measurements in your title, because this is a product, especially men's, because girls go by 7, 5, 9, 11. You know.
Right.
But men's, because the size is a measurement, if it's not matching up, you cannot lead your customer astray, because trust me, you will have unhappy customers.
Right.
All right. And then what's the third measurement on jeans, Mom?
Well, I go across the hip.
Oh, well, ain't no guy asking for hip measurements, but okay.
What do you do then?
The rise.
Oh, that's true. The rise. You got yes.
That's one I think most people miss. The rise is from here to the crotch.
Right.
So it tells you if it's mom jeans, if it's hip low riding jeans, you know.
It's below the waistband, everybody. Can you see that?
Yeah, below the waistband to back. We're back to the taint again right there. This rise is 11 inches. All right, so that is jeans. Now, if you are doing ladies, I don't know, is hip measurements important in ladies' jeans?
On some ladies might be looking for it, so you know, I usually put it in.
So what do you do, Ma? Drop it about 5 inches?
Yes, mine's almost by looking more. Yeah, because you just kind of gather where you can see where it's going to hit the woman's hip, and I'll put in a hip measurement.
All right, yeah. So speaking of that, let's talk about that on a dress.
Okay.
All right, so yank this out of Stacy's closet. Oops.
Oh, I like it too.
Look at that. Look how pretty.
Yeah, it is. Nice colors.
Look how pretty. Christine, if you don't know what a taint is, you got to look it up. Christine, you don't know what a taint is. Come on.
I think she's pulling our legs.
All right. So on a dress, let's talk about chest measurement, Ma.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the chest measurement can be tricky depending on the style of the dress. You know, if you've got an empire waistline or just a plain old muumuu, or I mean, it can vary. If it has darts, I look for the darts, and go from there. But in most cases, I will go from under the armpit to, the other side. So it just, you have to play with that a little bit on the bust measurement. But I usually go under the arm, Jace.
Yep, so do I. But sometimes, you've got those dresses, and I don't know what the technical term is, but it's got kind of like a seam across the chest. So, that is the one that makes it super duper easy, especially if you're a guy, and you don't know dresses. Now, since I worked for a clothing company that made outfits for women, I can measure things pretty well compared to the average guy.
Yeah.
So I lucked out. All right. So when you do waist on dress, what do you do, Ma?
It's pretty much by eyesight. I mean, I sometimes I even hold it up to me and say, okay, where's it going to hit on Mom? But, I'll come down maybe from the bust line. You could right up maybe 6 inches, Jason, maybe more, 6 to 8. You have to just kind of gander and look at the dress and say, okay, this is where the waistline is going to hit.
And that's why I grabbed this one. If you see this, I don't know if it's, you can see it. See how it kind of curves in right here?
Right.
I'll move it up a little bit more. That's where the waist is. Boom, right about there.
Yep. Right there. You got it right there.
So now, trust me, especially dudes, trust me, not every dress is that easy, but this one kind of shows us where the waistline is. And then we're going to measure it straight across. Now, on a normal dress, a flowing muumuu would not be a normal. We'll do that in a minute. Yep. A normal dress, here's our waist. Then how far do you drop for the hips?
Again, eyesight, you're going to drop another from waist down to hip. Could be 6 to 8 inches, probably, depending on the,
Yeah, I would say if you Google it, they usually tell you about 6, give or take.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if you had a mini dress, it'd be different. So, guys, if nothing else, drop your. Oops, let me get in the shot here. Drop from the waist, just drop it. Just measure 6 inches, and then measure across, and that would be your hips. Now, it might not be exact. If you have a woman in your house, or you are a woman, yes, hold it up to yourself, even if it's not your size, just to get a feel for where that's hitting you. And even though this isn't truly a measurement, where it comes into handy when you're doing dresses, one of the item specifics is knee length, calf length, ankle length. So if you're unsure, think about your height and the length of this dress. Because I've had tall assistants who, when they stand up, they're like, okay, if I was a normal height woman, it would hit me here. So keep in mind your height compared to the dress's height. All right, Christine just looked up the word taint. Yes, do not use taint in your measurements.
No.
And for those asking, this is an Alice Polynesian fashion.
Jason, I have never seen that name before.
Okay. So someone in the chat said the rise should be to the top of the waist.
Oh, okay.
And then when we do the length of a dress.
Yep, go to the back.
Yep.
And again, start from the neckline. If there
it is the top of the waistband. Sorry about that, guys. It is the top of the waistband.
Okay, and if there's no collar, then right to the edge.
So, Ma, do you go? So this one's scooped. Do you go here?
Yes, I go there.
Do you go there?
No, I go to right in the middle.
Okay.
Yep.
And so this is one of those instances where if this dress happened to be longer than 60, just keep on pushing, keep on pushing.
Yep.
Nope, 50 and a half. So, if your workspace is not conducive to this being laid flat out, like I said, just hold it tight and then keep on pushing until you see your measurement.
I've had to lay mine on the floor sometimes. They're so long.
I've not been watching chat because I'm on this side. Cheryl, your mom's name is Taint? All I see is Cheryl saying, "My mom." That's my mom's name. Okay, so now that dress actually had a definition, whereas this is a muumuu, and it's way trickier because there's no real definition.
None at all. I mean, this is really tricky. And I will mention this is a very full and flowing muumuu, if that's the style of it. But at least I kind of give them a starting point with some measurements. I don't expand the muumuu all the way, Jason. I do it as hanging on the person if it was hanging. And then I say, of course, there's much more material and more looseness, to the dress.
Right. But what you got to be aware of, though, because a muumuu is flowing from about the chest down, up here is still cut for whatever size person it is. So even though down here I could probably wear it, I surely ain't getting my arms through up here. So you got to make sure you get at least up here. And if there is no size, again, if you're a woman or if you're married to a woman or if you have a woman nearby, gauge it off of them. So Stacy, my assistant and Stacy are somewhat the same size. So if we're ever at a loss for something, I'll base it off of them and just kind of guess from there, because the last thing you want somebody to do is get a muumuu and their arms don't fit through their armholes. Right.
Yeah, you always have to give those because that's important, the top portion. But as you go down with these fuller ones, you just have to describe it better in your lower portion of your post, because you want to make sure that they know there's a lot of excess material here. I've sold quite a number of those, and the larger ladies are looking for that because a lot of them need that extra space. So I always let them know how flowing it is.
Yep. But as you can see by these armholes, this is
not big.
This is straight out of Stacy's closet, so obviously I can say this is a medium dress. But although down here it is
full,
flowy. So it's almost impossible. I mean, you should do the measurements, but to give, when you see the hips on a medium muumuu, it ain't like a normal dress.
Right. Not at all.
I mean, the hips on this are like 54, but it's for a medium.
Right.
So keep that in mind, that although you're going to throw it in there, it is not a normal dress. Yeah. Nope. Sorry about the rise, gang. Yeah. The rise. I hope you don't quit watching at the rise part, but the rise is to the top of the pant, and it is in the front. Top of the pant to the tank. So Christine wants to know if we just say flowy or roomy. I got to imagine if you're buying a muumuu, you pretty much know what a muumuu is.
Yeah, I say.
I would assume. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, what Mom says on hers, I say this muumuu is very full, lots of space. Very comfortable. You don't want to make them, feel uncomfortable that you're talking about a larger person, wearing a muumuu that's big and flowing. So you have to word it nicely.
And then there are, obviously there are muumuus for larger women. Yep. And so that's where it comes in handy being me, because if it fits me, then I know exactly what size it is. And if you look around the interwebs and Facebook, you can find me wearing a muumuu.
Yep.
Even on Thrift Hunters, you can find me.
Oh, yeah. Even when he was little.
Yeah, thanks. Whose fault is that, Mama?
Me, because I started you. Oh, I like this.
Yeah, great. My mom cross-dressed me when I was 5.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't popular then.
No kidding. That's why they call me Big Girl today. Thanks, Ma.
It's all right. I love you for it.
All right. Last piece of clothing we're going to talk about today is sports coats, because there's a lot more going on to a sport coat than our shirts and our jeans.
Jason, and I'm going to let you take this one because I really haven't sold any sport coats. I got to get on that stick.
Okay. Yeah. So the chest measurement. Are we in the shot? There we go. Actually, I think this is some assistant did this listing. I think it's wrong, according to what I have online.
Okay.
I think the chest measurement is so 20, so double it, 40. Excuse me. And then to get the size of a sports coat, you minus 4. So this sport coat is a 36. I am not sure where my assistant got the size. She put the listing. So if you see my listing of this, it's wrong. I have to fix it today.
Okay.
So get your chest measurement. So it's 20 across, so it's 40, and then minus 4 is 36. And then there are guides online for what the length will be. Typically, if you're a 36, you're going to be a regular. Could be a short. So it's regular, short, long, or extra long. You need to figure these things out because anyone buying a sports coat is going to want to know.
All right,
And Lisa H says she avoids jackets. Lisa, when I had Thrift Hunters on the air, there was this conglomerate of used clothes sellers that only did fine men's clothes, and they kept giving me shit online. So they basically threw down the gauntlet. So I said, fine, you want me in your niche? I'll be in your niche. And I went into the thrift store that day, took my iPad and looked up every single jacket. And on the first day, I bought a $5 jacket that sold for $300. So do not be ignoring the jackets. There's a lot of money to be made.
I know. My mom hasn't branched out yet, and I need to study up.
Okay, but besides the size, so we're going to put in 36 regular, we still want the accurate chest measurement. So I'm still going to put 40 inches for the chest. Okay. I'm still going to do the length like we have done. But the other thing we have to do is sleeve length, and waist, because you want to know how tapered the waist is or how full the waist is. So you would not normally think of a top to put waist in, but you definitely want waist in your measurement because that is what, and I didn't used to, but a lot of guys started asking me
for that measurement,
what the waist is. So going forward, I will be adding the waist to all my jackets. And then when you do the sleeve length, the way I do it is here and then down.
Yeah, start with, by the shoulder area. Yeah. By the shoulder area.
Yep, and down. But yeah, do not ignore sports coats. There is tons of money to be made. And let me tell you, the best way to do anything new, let's say sports coats, take your iPad or your iPhone, if you have a cellular connection, go to the section and just camp there. Thrift the whole store so you have a nice build up in your shopping carts. Put your iPad right on top and just start typing brands in the solds, and you'll start to see things. And you also start to see, ooh, plaids do really well. And like the $300 one I found was a very special jacket, and it was so special when I took it to the dry cleaners, he got excited to clean it because he knew what it was. So, if I don't look in those sections, I don't make those a couple $100 extra every month because I'm looking at cool sports coats. So definitely. So somebody asked shoulder measurement too. You can, I don't get asked for it too often. So the shoulder measurement, oops, let me pop back into the measuring cam. The shoulder measurement is right here, dead across the middle, shoulder seam to shoulder seam. Typically don't get asked for it, so I just haven't added it. But if someone asks, of course, I'm going to measure it for them. But it's one of those that rarely gets asked for. Sleeve gets asked for, chest gets asked for, length gets asked for, and waist has been pretty common lately getting asked for. So I decided just to add it normally.
I like that jacket.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, it's so tiny though. I wish 36 regular. What?
No.
That's a tiny dude. But I don't know if you saw, the buttons are pretty spectacular too. And that's the other thing. Look for the what I call the jewelry. If you got some spectacular buttons,
nice.
That's all part of it too. Show those off in your listing because although it could be a plainish jacket, you got some jewelry on those buttons there. Let everyone know.
Good.
So yeah, as you can see in that shot, cool buttons. All right. Oh, one last thing. Not clothing, but I wanted to show you anyway because you should be doing it.
Yep.
Okay, measuring a coffee mug's pretty easy. Let me come back to this shot for a sec. I'm going to bust out my manly tape measure now. When I say manly, I mean manly, pink. So obviously you're going to measure the height, but I always measure the width to the edge of the handle. Whoops. You do the same, Ma?
Yes, I do.
Okay. But people want to know ounces. Especially the bigger the cup you get, the more like, is it a giant? Is it a 32 ouncer? Is it a 40 ouncer? So the easiest way to do that is just fill it with liquid. I mean, this might seem commonplace to most of you, but I guarantee there's going to be two of you that are going to be like, what? I never even thought of that.
Yep. Yeah, well, I didn't in the beginning, but then I got requests.
So I didn't realize I was on the wrong cam. All right, so where's my cam shot? There we go. Okay, filled it up. And of course, I'm using Diet Coke, so it's a little foamy right now. But it is a 12-ounce cup.
Yep.
So that's all you got to do is just have a little measuring cup handy and get your ounces, because 12 ounces are kind of normal. But then when you get those big honking ones you can put like soup in, people want to know.
Yeah. You know, the same thing with pajamas, Jason. I mean, I do measure my pajamas. Do you?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I've done that. I'm just trying to think about
Doug said, please repeat regular versus long. So suit coats come in 4 lengths: short, regular, long, extra long. Extra long is like I'm a little bit extra long, but like basketball players are extra long. So you look up. There'll be a chart online. Look it up. I don't know off the top of my head where the break is, but it tells you if it's below this, it's short. If it's this to this, it's regular. If it's this to this, it's long. Anything above that is extra long.
Right. Also, you know, I don't think Jason has any on hand, but like I do, I sell a lot of Afghans. So I will, you know, measure those, make sure you give the, you know, the measurements on your Afghans or material, you know, figure out your yardage, what you have in your materials. I mean, pretty much, you know, I measure almost everything. You know, people need to know, you know, how big something is. You know, I've got different size toys even. You know, sometimes I, you know, they want to know the length of the toy. So, you know, don't be afraid to put in the measurements of just about everything that you need to, because it helps a lot and saves time if they are going to be questioning you back and forth.
And Lisa Hardy, you're out. I'm throwing you out.
What?
Christine asked what side the buttons were on the men's jacket, and someone said right, and Lisa said that's the only time men are right.
Oh, chat's getting a little testy.
You're out. That is how I remember it. Whatever.
Any other questions in the chat on measuring?
So that's measuring. You should do it. It is pretty simple, but I am shocked at the number of people who don't do it. You got to do it because it's going to help you in the long run. When a customer claims that they you know wasn't the right size, if you measured it, you have you have that in your backup to tell eBay, look, there's the measurements in both inches and centimeters.
Yes, and that's a good point.
There's no question.
Yep, got to do it.
All right, let's get to Mama's Boy, since I already teased it a little bit. Mom and I used to work for Varsity Spirit Fashions. Oops, the #1 cheerleading company in the world. There we go. And back then, so everyone watching didn't know me back then. So back then, I had no big beard. I had I did have a good amount of hair on the top of my head, and I had no tattoos, really. Had a couple up on my arm.
And the color of the hair this time is?
Yeah. All right, so let me get the right screen up. There we go. All right, now it's time for Mama's Boy. You all know me as this grizzled mess. This is how I used to look. So there I am, although receding, blonde hair, just a little baby goatee, no glasses, no tattoos.
Got his cheerleading T-shirt on.
Yeah, if you notice, not only do I have a cheerleading, we're at one of the varsity events. I have a cheer glove on too for some reason.
Oh yeah,
see, Ma?
Yeah.
You know me. I was being a big girl probably. My mom cross-dressed me when I was 5, and I like to wear ladies' clothes still. Thank you.
I love it, Jason.
So yeah, this is me with hair.
Yep. Do you remember that girl's name? I don't.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm sure I was wearing the Bulldog shirt, and it has a big U on it. I don't know what was going on there.
I don't either.
All right, let's get to Mom's scores.
Okay. Let's do that first. All right. What you bringing up, honey? Start Elvis. Okay. Yeah. You know, I mean, I haven't sold mugs in a while, and I have a ton of mugs up for sale. But all of a sudden, a few of them have started to come through, and it's funny because my 50% off sale went off about 4 days ago, and then I turn around and I get a full offer for this Elvis Presley mug that I pay 50 cents for, and sold it at full price for $14.99. So you never know, folks. I mean, you know when it's going to hit and when it's not. And then do you have the next mug there too, Jace? Yeah, this is, I think you pronounce it Wachtersbach. It's from West Germany.
And you didn't send us this mug. Why?
You got so much stuff, honey.
So what? That's an epic mug. Look at that mug.
I'm sorry.
You're right. We do. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, and I have sold this line before, so look out for that name, everybody. When you check the bottom, because it does. It's right there. Jason, can you show the bottom of that mug?
Oh, yep. Sorry.
It's all right, honey. Yeah, see, it's right there, as plain as can be, everyone. So.
Wasserbach.
Yeah. So I have sold, and I didn't show every mug, but I've sold about 4 or 5 mugs in the last week. So it's kind of crazy how sometimes they just come in different waves, So be on the lookout for those. They do sell well. I took the offer of 14. I was happy with that because I only paid 25 cents. You know what I mean? Okay. Last week. Oh, we jump to the next one?
Someone wants to know why you have $4.99 shipping on this mug and $5.90 shipping on this mug.
Oh, that was because it's been listed for so long. I still had old prices in there.
There you go. Good. Yep. And good eye, Jay.
Yep. And even the $5.90 is wrong now because the padded flat rate is up to $6.30.
$6.30. Yep.
Yep. So I haven't changed that, but at this point, Mom didn't care. I found that yarn last week, guys. Remember we talked about it in this dinky, dirty house. It was in the bag of the pet carrier bag, and I sold those three right away. Took the offer of $13.95 because they cost me like 25 cents a roll, if that. The whole kit and caboodle was $2.
You cut out. Did you say they cost you 25 cents a roll?
A roll, yes.
Yeah, that's a good price, 25 cents.
Yeah, I know. Now I have a quick story on this. We have had this up for sale forever. One of those things and we had over 2,600 views on this workbench. We had it up at 2 different times at the 50% off sale. No bids, no offers. I don't know what was wrong, why we weren't getting anything at all. It went off of my 50% off sale, which would have been what, $62.50? Someone offered me $75, and we finally took it. And we only paid $5 for this item. So it was still a very good profit. But it took a long time to sell this one, gang. And you should have seen your dad Frankenbox that one. Oh, it was tough. It was tough.
Congrats. And what did you pay for this?
$5.
Well done.
So still good money. The reason
and then here's a product for you young kids that it's all the rage for TVs nowadays.
I mean, TV antennas, rabbit ears, as we call them, were the things you had to have to get your TV to work back in the day. But the reason I showed this, I mean, again, I only paid, the rabbit ears, I did pay $1 for those, but they went to a production company here in Cleveland, Ohio. So apparently they're using them for something. So I thought that's one of my first that has gone to someone that I know is, a production company of sorts. So I was excited about that.
All right, so everyone who's having a blurry feed, you need to change the settings. YouTube gives you just the crappiest setting. If you hover your mouse in the lower right-hand corner, there's a little gear, and the settings are quality from 144p to 720p, and 720p is high def. You need to switch that, and you will not see us all fuzzy. Because I watch the feed the exact same time as you guys watch the feed, and it's nice and clear because I have it set at 720p. All right. Okay. So there you go.
Well, I think I should have kept these, Jace.
I was going to say, why'd you sell these? I'm like, I would have taken those and hung them up.
Well, we got so many. That, for one thing, that was
you can never have too much cheeky stuff.
I know, but they are gorgeous. And what I wanted to bring everyone's attention to, I paid $18 for these because I knew they are real cork, which they don't make anymore. They don't use that as fishnet floats. So you find the ones that are actually real cork, even if they do cost you a little more money, I say get them. Like I say, I spent $18. They were in an antique shop, everyone, where I found these. And I said to Dad, I know we can get good money for these. And I probably should have priced them higher, Jace, because they sold immediately at full price of $59.99. Yep. Yeah. So I'm kind of kicking myself on that. This is a Marwall that I've had for quite some time, but I only paid $5 for it. you know, but it finally came through. Now, just that, it didn't sell for that price.
No, it's over 25, and I'm not sure why.
We're not seeing that. Yeah, it was in my 50% off.
I was going to mention that it's over 25.
Yeah, it only sold for 25. It was in my 50% off sale, but you know, I really thought that they would sell, and I only paid $5, as I said, but I still have another one up that's a little different picture. But I just said, okay, time to let go. So goodbye, you know. But you made money. It's always good when you make money, no matter what.
And so we went from this modern technology to this brand new on the market modern technology. Kids, get rid of your iPhones and your iPods. It's all about the 8-track nowadays.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it was on the half price sale, and I only originally paid $3 for the whole shebang. And so $45 was looking good. And I, you know, said, goodbye. It's out. Another thing gone. But there were some good 8-tracks in there. As you can see them, Jason. I think there was some Aerosmith.
Sorry, hang on, let me switch to picture 3.
Yeah. Doobie Brothers, Eagles, Average White Band. I mean, there definitely were some good
Beach Boys, Peter Frampton.
So I think that, helped sell it. But I hadn't gotten any offers at all at the 99, even though I thought it was worth around that. But
wow, Enoch Light is an artist from the 30s and 40s, and I actually have one of his CDs, and I like it a lot. So that's also thanks to my mom and my grandmother that my musical taste starts in the late 20s.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'll throw another quick little story in. When I was in kindergarten, I could not understand why my fellow classmates in 1976 weren't listening to Al Jolson and the Andrews Sisters, because in my world, those were contemporary nowadays artists. Only later did I find out that hanging out with my grandparents screwed me up in terms of I thought Al Jolson was current.
Oh yeah,
in 1976.
One of our favorites, and I have to thank my mom for the Al Jolson and the Andrews Sisters and the Ink Spots. I mean, if it wasn't for them, Mom wouldn't either. I had a great bundle sale, everybody, on my Buyers Carolers. This girl had seen one of mine, and then I wrote her back and I said, go to my store. I said, I have, about around 100 or so carolers listed for sale. See if there's anything else you want. Well, all of a sudden, the offers started coming through, one right after the other. I said, okay, it must be the same person, which it was. And she ended up buying 6 items, which was 7 carolers. And I bundled it all together for her at $295. So I think I discounted around $50 or $60 less than what I had them listed for. And of course, by bundling, I was able to ship them all together, which really decreased, the shipping charge. So that was a real good sale on my carolers.
And that is your scores of the week.
All right. So yeah, not too bad.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's. Mom's going to show the cool stuff she found yesterday in her haul.
Yeah,
I have to go see a man about a hammerhead shark.
Right. Okay.
And that's all I'll say for now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there's a couple things I need to show Jason. So as soon as he gets, are you going to stick around or are you going? All right, real quick. Here we go. I found these at Savers.
I'm going to finish the show. I'm not leaving you by yourself. See you, Ma.
And these are Vans, okay, in a size 7, and they're in really good condition, you guys. And I looked these up, Jason. A pair just sold for $95. Could that be right?
That seems kind of high, but if that's what you see, then do it.
I know, but so I was excited about that. We were in a basement garage sale. Picked this little sucker up. Everybody know what it is?
Yeah, Monster Industrial. Is it a 3-hole punch?
It is a 3-hole punch.
Yep.
And this little sucker's around $45, $45-$50 it'll be they're selling for, Jason. So that was cool.
Debbie Weeder's clamoring for those shoes. What size are they?
Oh, they're 7. Size 7, Deb. They work for you, honey?
They're Mickey Mouse Vans.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse Vans.
Stacy comes running. What?
Yeah, Stacy's little, right? Oh, by the way, the Vans were $7, gang. They cost me $7. I forgot to mention that to you. All right, Jason, do I need to sell this or keep this?
Uh-oh.
Okay. This is
sell that. That ruins things.
Does it really? Okay. And you know what?
If you ever need
Okay.
a CD buffed, don't do it at home with this. Skip Doctor will send you the doctor because it'll screw up your disc before it'll fix your disc.
All right. Well, that's good to know because these are selling. Gosh, where's my note? Where's my note?
Yeah, because people who don't hang out with me aren't educated.
Oh yeah, they are. It cost me $1. Yeah, they cost me $1, but they are selling between 20 and 30 bucks online. So there's that.
Now, I saw a couple things in the chat that I'm going to address real quick. Maybe you are not using this tool and service that you should be. You said it would cost you $50 to ship that hole punch, and I saw someone else say they're not going to buy bigger toys anymore. I am guessing that you guys who keep saying things like that aren't using FedEx Smart Post, which is a very cheap alternative and easy way to ship that ships. It is quoted as same speed as Parcel Select, but it always comes in quicker. And you can ship what's like a 3 or 4 pound item cost on Smart Post across the country, man?
Oh, across country about $15 maybe.
Yeah. So don't be shying away from big and heavy things. You just aren't using the right shipping methods.
Yeah, do not use priority, folks. I mean, that'll cost a fortune. Unless the people want to pay for it. Found this crewel embroidery, which is cute for a quarter. And I think I can get around 20, 25 bucks on this.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Isn't that cute? Yeah. It's very this next batch that I'm going to show you, we went to this house estate sale yesterday. And the woman that lived there had passed, and she was a nun. And so apparently she had gotten lots of gifts, and a teacher, and lots of gifts from her students. So all these next things, Jason, I'm going to show. I remember you asked me if DVDs were dead. Well, how about some box sets that are brand new, never open, honey, at all. I mean,
box set musicals do quite well.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to go through these. Some of them scored bigger than others. These musicals, this one will sell between 25 and 30 bucks. Okay. And by the way, I paid $1.50 for the box, each box set I'm going to show you. Okay. Yo-Yo Ma, if anybody knows who he is. This one between 30
Yo-Yo Ma?
Yo-Yo Ma.
It's a box set?
Yo-Yo Ma.
Wow. Sheesh.
Yeah, how about that? I know. Got 3 in there. See? And like I said, these are all sealed, everybody. I couldn't believe it. I was quite surprised. How about Audrey Hepburn? Audrey's around 30 bucks.
Cool.
Because these sold for 38 brand new. This, I think, is my biggest. No, not yet. Oh, yeah. Sealed. These are selling around 90 bucks. Gene Kelly's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done well with musical ones this past year.
Yeah. Yep. So got that. And Oprah, she's not as big as I thought she was going to be. Hers are selling between 20 and 20.
They sold like 10 billion of those. That's the problem.
Yeah. There's so many.
The Gene Kelly, although cool, didn't sell like, Oprah does.
And then the last one.
Hang on. Oh, sorry. Yeah, finish that, then I'll talk about Smart Post again.
Okay. Yeah, John Adams. This one roughly between 15 and 20 bucks on the John Adams.
Cool. Good job, huh?
Okay.
Smart Post is only available to businesses, eBay being the business, so you can't just do it. And you find the rates when you just got to kind of, I don't know if there's a chart ahead of time, but it's one of the options when you're doing your drop downs for shipping. So
right.
If you're going to have a big honking pain in the butt thing, I just put up standard shipping as the option, so it's not tied to anything directly. Mm-hmm. And then pick FedEx Smart Post. And what happens is it starts out at FedEx and then ends up getting delivered by USPS.
Right.
And it says 2 to 7 days, business days, whereas Parcel Select says 2 to 8. But I find it typically comes in 5 to 6. So it's usually a day or two.
Yeah. And Jason, some of ours have shipped in 2 to 3 days. They've got.
Yeah. I mean, it depends where it's going and blah, 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 blah. But I find it rather quick, and no one's ever had a problem with it. But man, it's a great tool in your arsenal. Right.
Stumbled across this. I was on my way to play cards with my girlfriends that I play with every week, and with my sister Patty. And we're going along. This is in the afternoon, around 12:30, 1 o'clock. And all of a sudden, we go by, and I see a estate sale, and there's this barn door open. And I said, "We gotta go back. We gotta go back." So U-turn, and we go into this barn, and I find this Princess telephone, rotary dial.
Nice.
I know. And now this will sell around 25, 30 bucks, guys. If you find the red one, you're looking around $200. So keep your eyes open for princess phones.
Yeah.
I mean, they all sell.
You found the most boring color of them all.
It is. The beige one is the most boring, but it was, Jason, it was $1. You know, honey?
Oh yeah. I'm just saying,
Right.
You know, unfortunately, it was the boring.
This was also, he had different tables. Some were dollar tables, quarter tables. This was on the quarter table. You know what this is, don't you, Jason? You know what this is, don't you?
It's an ashtray.
Yes, and see, it even has the Japan sticker still on it, but it is missing the little rest that went across here where you rested your cigarettes. But these still sell, even without the rest in them. And let's see.
That's such a crazy ashtray.
You paid a quarter for him and around 15 bucks on him, I think we should get. And this was also there. Are you ready? This is a vintage corset.
Nice.
I know. Ain't this a beauty? And what I like about it too. Wait a minute, let me get it going the right way. You know, it's even got the hooks, how we used to have to hook our nylons on, you know, on it. And the vintage ones are selling for around $90. So, you know.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
I know. I mean, I only paid $1.50 for this. So
that was the only thing like that at the sale?
Well, yeah, yes.
That's so odd.
I mean, he had a bunch of junk.
You know.
But yeah, I was hoping. Now, in this box, I just happened to open the lid of this box. And in the box was this vintage wedding cake topper. And it's
that is awesome,
you guys. I'm guessing what I'm seeing here and what research I've done, we're looking for about 1950s or 60s on this. Because this bottom here, that's when these were made. These different type bottoms like this came from the 50s and 60s. And the bride and groom are still in pretty good shape, and they're like a porcelain because they're not plastic, of course, like the ones came. The bells are a little bit worn, but not bad. But I think the cake topper, I paid a quarter for it, you guys, and I think around 25 bucks. Don't you?
Well, I've never sold them. I know nothing about them.
Yeah.
Just looking at it, I would think that's like a $50 item, just because how often are you rolling across a vintage 1950s cake topper?
I know, because
that good of condition.
Now, here's the. I don't think I can get any money for this, but the box that it was laying in was this. Now this is old because look at the way the address is. Can you see that? At all, because it says Painesville, Ohio. The phone number is 4 numbers.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, that this I don't think you can get money for an old box, can you?
Well, it depends. The problem is that was just a local floral shop.
Right,
so,
if
you had an old, say maybe like Macy's box or Bergdorf Goodman, then maybe, but local floral shop, although cool maybe locally. So there, I would throw that up on like Craigslist or OfferUp, and then people in the area might see it and be like, "Oh my God, my dad used to own that shop. I need that."
Oh, that's a good point. It's a real good point. I swore I wasn't going to buy any more of these, but they got me because it's a nice one. They got me. Only
just
$5.
when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Is it missing half of the thing?
I know, it's only $5. I mean, they are hard to ship, everybody. I have to say that. And let me turn this light off here. It is my brand name. I wrote it down. I forgot what I got, Jason, because some of them are marked. And this is, there it is. Wait. Sorry, everybody. 1977. I'm trying to see. I know.
You mean back when the Andrews sisters were hot?
Yeah. So I will attempt again. So, but I don't think I'm going to put it up now. I'll probably wait until, closer to Christmas time on that.
I had one that needed, whoever got rid of it, just cut the plug off.
Oh, good Lord.
No, it was one of those to-do projects that never happened. So now I'm like, all right, I'll get it done, but I never got done before Christmas.
That's a key thing too, everybody. When you are taking pictures of your older items with the older cords, make sure you show those, because if you show the vintage cord and it's still working, that's what they're looking for. They want to know that it's all still original out there. Now, Jace, I didn't tell you this, but we were at Savers. Look what Dad found. 4 of these beauties.
Nice.
I know. I mean, we have found 3 different sets from time to time at Savers. Each tray was marked $1.50. Okay, it had the sticker on $1.50 per tray. Okay, and so when we go to check out, and I pulled just one out of the the cart, and I said, okay, here we go. So she she takes the price. Well, when we go home and I start looking at my price tag, she charged me $1.50 for all 4. She thought the $1.50 was for all 4, not knowing that each one was priced individually. So we got 4 of these trays for $1.50.
45 cents a tray. Woo!
I know, and really, guys, I didn't know that's what she had done until I started looking at my receipt until I got home. And I said, oh my God, she only charged us for 1 tray, thinking that was the price for all 4. So that's what happened there. Okay. Anybody familiar with Wendell August Forge? It's a place that's located in Pennsylvania, who does all kinds of forging, and they sell these little different, a lot of them are done in pewter at their things. These are done in bronze. Those of you from the Cleveland area, or maybe even know the one here, Euclid Beach Park, was a amusement park that I went to as a kid, lived there because it was, one of the places to go, Euclid Beach Park or Jogga Lake Park. Those were our 2 amusement parks in the day. And this is the skyline of Cleveland. And these cost me a whopping $0.25. So those are going to go up for about $20, Jason. Well, I had seen before where Wendell August Forge items sell pretty well. So if you're ever out there and looking, remember that name, Wendell August Forge. They have some nice things there.
All right. So who was doing the research on the cake topper?
Dad.
Dad's fired.
Oh, wait. What do we got?
Glenda Edmonds said a similar one just sold for $159.
You're kidding. Oh my God.
So time to have a chat with your research department.
Okay. so something similar, $159. I like that.
Hey, Glenda, can you send me or my mom or both of us the link of the one you just saw, just so we can see it, please? Thank you.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
Yes, Aaron, the original gates to Euclid Beach Park are still there. You're right.
Yes, they are. It still breaks my heart. And Jogga Lake, it looks like a ghost town. It's just upsetting when you grew up with those.
We filmed right there. In Thrift Hunters, there is a driving shot right by the entrance to Euclid Beach Park.
Yeah, I know. It is sad. Now this big item, I think I can get it over here. Oh, this sucker's about 4 feet tall, Jason. It's a lighthouse.
Yeah, that'll. So y'all are talking about pain in the ass, big and heavy things. This wins. Hello, there it is.
I was going to get it down. It does light up and it works just great. I offered the guy $2. He said $5, so I took it. I was going to sell it, but now I might be keeping it because I thought it would look really nice out front, my front door, Jason, because when you walk into my house, it's all nautical right there. So I know Mom might keep it, but if not, they sell for between $75 and $150.
Kathy S. said mini golf.
Yeah, right. I like it. So I do have a couple other things, but I think I'm going to hold off, Jason.
All right, cool.
Okay, honey?
Yep, I got to see a man about a hammerhead, so I got to dash and run.
Yeah, you got to go.
Oh, wait. Glenda just sent me the link to the one she saw, so let's see what it looks like real quick here.
Oh, yeah. Let's see what we got.
Oh, yeah. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
Pretty close. So, yeah, you definitely want to
up my ante on that one for sure. Okay, I will.
All right. So Mom and I are going to have to we're going to do our show next week because then she's on vacation. You know, she's an eternal teenager with a pocketbook, so she can go on vacation. Because of all the money she's making on eBay, Mom can travel.
That's right. Same with Jason. I mean, eBay's been good to us, and definitely
it's at 74. Mom's up jetting around because her profits from eBay and let her enjoy her life. So keep that in mind as you're watching our show. So next week we're going to be on, but it can't be Sunday because she's busy hustling. She's selling next Sunday. We will fit one in because she'll be off for a week.
Maybe 2.
Yeah. Mom's going away for 2 weeks. So those of you in the Secret Beach, we have a webinar tomorrow at 1:00 on the West Coast, 4:00 on the East Coast. Thrifty Business with Jay and A on Thursday is going to be with my buddy Leon, who has started a new app called 8. If you've watched any of my 45-second videos, like yesterday, I found a giant ironing board in a closet at an estate sale. Those are all on the 8 app. The 8 app is going to be a new way to do social media and selling things together, kind of intertwined. So when we're talking to Leon, that'll be Thursday night, 9 p.m. Excuse me, 9 p.m. East, 6 p.m. in the West Coast.
Okay.
And that's it. Anything else? Any parting words, Mom?
No, have fun on Fat Tuesday. I'm going to our restaurant called Bourbon Street Barrel Room, and they always have a great Mardi Gras party. So that's where I will be Tuesday night.
Oh, real quick, just to let you know, Moonlighter says, thanks for the tip on the wooden skis. Found one with a great profit.
Yay! I'm always glad to hear that. It's
and
awesome.
Don't forget to watch the Oscars tonight. Anything that wins will be buzzworthy the next couple of days. So if you got something related to an actor or to a movie, make sure it's up.
Yep, for sure, everybody.
So for selling past your expiration date, being thrifty over 50, I'm Jay.
I'm Peg, and thanks for watching.
And we're gone. Bye.